The Chinese will say, may you live in interesting times. What we are living today in Nigeria is indeed interesting times. This is because the United States government has imposed visa restrictions on Nigerian government officials and others who are involved in the persecution of Christians and violation of religious freedom in Nigeria. Let me say it again. The United States government has imposed visa restrictions on persecutors of Christians and violators of religious freedom in Nigeria. And this is coming from none other than the Secretary of State of the United States government, Marco Rubio. And by the time I tell you the implication of this, it will blow your mind. But before we go into that, let us look at the unfolding drama right now on the visa restriction and what it means. But first of all, let us get to the gist of the story of Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State of the United States, announcing the visa ban on Nigerian officials who are involved in Christian persecution and violation of religious freedom. Now, the United States has announced that it will place visa restrictions on individuals directing, authorizing, funding, and sponsoring persecutors of Christians in Nigeria. Now, this development was announced by United States Secretary of State Marco Rubio in a post on X today, being Wednesday. He said, according to the post that he shared on his X handle, Marco Rubio wrote, the United States is taking decisive action in response to the atrocities and violence against Christians in Nigeria and around the world, he said. The State Department will restrict U.S. visas for those who knowingly direct, authorize, fund, support, or carry out violations of religious freedom. This visa policy applies to Nigeria and other governments or individuals that persecute people for their religious belief. Okay? That was Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State of the United States. Now, this move follows President Donald Trump's of the United States designation of Nigeria as a country of particular concern, citing what he called genocide against Christians in the country. You'll recall that on October 30th, Trump announced the decision on his Truth Social platform before delivering a national address to reinforce his claims. And Trump said, Christianity is facing an existential threat in Nigeria. Trump posted on his Truth Social, thousands of Christians are being killed. Radical Islamists are responsible for this mass slaughter. I am hereby making Nigeria a country of particular concern, but that is the least of it, he said. After that public declaration, he revealed that he had directed House of Reps member Riley Moore and Tom Cole and members of the House Appropriation Committee to investigate the situation and report back to him. And Trump further said, he said, the United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria and numerous other countries. We stand ready, willing and able to save our great Christian population around the world. Now, following this declaration, several United States lawmakers have rallied around Trump in support of his position. And even the Congress subcommittee, they have met severally, including this week, to look at what Nigeria is doing so far to identify the problem of alleged Christian genocide and solve it. Okay? And the reports they are giving is that the Americans are not happy with the pace of work that the Tinubu administration is going. That was why when the lawmakers met this week, U.S. lawmakers warned that Washington must increase pressure on the Nigerian government, accusing Abuja of inaction as insecurity and targeted killings continue to escalate nationwide. Now, speaking at the United States House Appropriation Committee Joint Congressional Briefing on alleged persecution of Christians in Nigeria, lawmakers said the situation had worsened to the point where stronger American intervention was required, especially after Trump's redesignation of Nigeria as a country of particular concern and his threat of military action. Now, this is where it gets interesting. I told you earlier on that when I tell you the implication of what is coming with this visa restriction, you know that this is a bombshell that had been dropped on Nigeria. Nigerian government officials, especially those likely to be affected. Now let me now tell you those that are vulnerable, those that this will impact directly. It will impact directly, number one, 12 states in northern Nigeria where they are having laws, Sharia law and blasphemy laws. Now in Nigeria today, we have 12 states in Nigeria where you have Sharia law and blasphemy law. Is that there? If you look at the bill that was submitted by Ted Cruz, the American senator, who submitted a bill, Nigerian bill on that has to do with religious freedom violation. Now, Ted Cruz was specific that there are 12 states in Nigeria that are operating Sharia law and blasphemy laws. Now, one of the things they require is that the United States government has demanded that Nigeria abrogate those laws. That is where Tinubu is going to be in a quagmire, because those northern states that are operating Sharia law and blasphemy law, they're not ready to shift ground for Tinubu. Tinubu cannot even approach them, because we are talking about the 12 states that gave Tinubu over 4 million votes in the last election. So he is not likely to buy into that. But so governors of the 12 states where this Sharia law and blasphemy law is operational, particularly should be concerned, because they are going to be among the people that will be affected by this visa ban. The governors of the states that are operating Sharia and blasphemy laws. There are 12 states in northern Nigeria that it will be affected. Governors and officials from that state, they have to watch out. They are going to be among those that will be blacklisted for visa ban. Then those who enable blasphemy laws, Sharia laws, those who enables it, it means that if you are a judge if you're a police officer, if you are in any way connected in the process of sentencing anybody under this Sharia law, under this blasphemy law, you are involved in it one way or the other, you are going to be one of the victims of this visa ban. Okay? Now, then the judges in Nigeria, if you are a judge, whether you are a magistrate judge, a high court judge, a Supreme Court judge, a Sharia court judge, whatever you are, whatever class of the judicial arm that you are you enable, you facilitate, you sentence, you condone, and you support the application of Sharia law, blasphemy law, sentencing people to prison, you are going to face visa ban. Now, a case in point that the United States, even House of Reps member Riley Moore, who is the lead investigator appointed by Donald Trump to handle the issue of Christian genocide in Nigeria, Riley Moore had made reference to Sunday Jackson, an Adamawa farmer who was in his farm. While he was tilling his farm, a herdsman entered his farm and started destroying his crop. And they had an altercation. The herdsman wanted to kill him. He was able to overpower the herdsman and use the same machetes the herdsman wanted to use to kill him, to kill the herdsman in self-defense. Riley Moore, the lead investigator appointed by Donald Trump, is pissed that this man who killed a herdsman in self-defense has been sentenced to death by hanging by the Nigerian Supreme Court. The Americans couldn't wrap their heads around about it, how that could be possible. And you know that in the recent subcommittee meeting they had on African affairs, one of the things that Riley Moore talked about is that Nigerian government must grant pardon to Sunday Jackson to go home. Okay, now if you are, so those Supreme Court justices who sentenced Sunday Jackson to death, who's approved it? No, Sunday Jackson was, his sentencing passed from the lowest court to the Supreme Court, where they claim that when Sunday Jackson overpowered the herdsman, he ought to have run away instead of staying there to kill the man in self-defense. They say it's no longer self-defense, that's what he did. Okay, so all those people who are involved in that kind of justice, they are going to be held accountable. They are not going to get United States visa. Justices who pass that kind of judgment, they are not going to find it easy. They are going to be among those that are going to face visa ban. Okay? Now, that is not all. There are those who are funding it, those who are perpetrating it, allegedly, the Militias and all those. Already, the United States government, speaking through the House Committee investigating the alleged Christian genocide in Nigeria, has directed the Nigerian government to disarm the Fulani militia, who they allege is responsible for Christian genocide in Middle Belt, Nigeria. So already Militias is going to be among the victims of this visa ban. Militias has protested against this decision because it's not going to be a surprise to them, because already it had been hinted before now. So they are going to be among the victims. Then other Nigerian government officials, including from the presidency, because if you look at the statement that was coming out from the US Congress in the meeting they held this week, they were talking about that the Nigerian government is an enabler of Christian persecution, Christian genocide. It therefore means that those who are connected to the presidency, those who are connected with security, and all those who are supposed to do something to stop the alleged genocide are going to find themselves in a situation where they will be denied US visa. You may say, what does it mean? Well, let me also remind you that the former governor of Cross River State revealed not long ago that the justices that in the Supreme Court that passed the verdict that made Hope Uzodinma, who came forth in the Imo State governorship election, to be declared the winner of the election, where somebody who came forth emerged first in a controversial situation. The former governor, Donald Duke, that's his name, the former governor of Cross River, said that because of that judgment, the Supreme Court justices who passed that judgment, when they wanted to go for a seminar, a workshop in the United States, they were denied visa. Even their aides were granted visa, but they themselves were not granted visa. So that's to show you what is to come. I don't know what to think about this visa ban that is loading from the United States and coming directly from the mouth of the US Secretary of State, Marco Rubio. But whatever is your position, let's hear from you at the comment section. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, God will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.